Blake, lovely to have you here with us. We're standing here on my boat, the Bali 58.
So beautiful.
And thank you. And you're about to receive yours, right?
Correct. Yeah, we're going to have X Factory of our 5.8 in June. So it will be prepared for the charter season in November.
Fantastic. And charter season, where is she going?
So our new boat, which will be named Location, same as the previous boat. So we're upgrading it and retaining the brand, will be in the Bahamas, operating primarily through the Exumas.
Okay. And she's going to be a crude yacht, right?
Correct. Yep. Our same crew that was on Location previously will be joining us for new Location.
They are just fantastic, aren't they?
I can't say enough good things about them. We're so fortunate.
Yeah, no, for sure. Then and Lily of the Galley, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Because you have done this once or twice before, I was wondering what attracted you to this brand specifically?
So specifically to Bali, it's definitely the open space concept with the boats.
Yeah.
The ability to fit everybody at that rear dining room table, the convertibility of that room and the space. There's no other boat that we could find out there that we could fit not only all of the guests that are on our boats, but also the crew if they're invited to dinner to sit at the dining room table. The solid foredeck is obviously a major feature that we feel is
which is where we are right now. I mean, just this space is amazing.
Absolutely. The ability that you can sail this boat in a little bit of heavier seas, not get wet, actually use this space, not sit on uncomfortable nets.
Yeah.
It's just the expansiveness of the boats.
Yeah. And the fly bridge, I mean, that's just one of my favorite spaces to be.
Yeah, absolutely. This 58-foot boat to me feels more like a 65-foot boat. When we were comparing different models and looking at different availability, which for this latest boat we shopped, we looked everywhere and wanted to make sure that we were making the right decision because as you know, this is a very expensive hobby or business, depending on how you want to look at it. But we couldn't find anything that checked all of the boxes that Bali checked for us. Yeah.
I agree. Stephen and I, as you know, also have owned several of these, and we settled on the 58. As you say, you know, just all these spaces, it just works. Now, in my case, I have the owner's version because we live on the boat, but you are a completely different situation. You actually operate these boats as a business, right?
Correct, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the boats that I've purchased and own are all in a crewed yacht program. We have a captain and a chef on the boats. All of our boats generate great profit. Every year.
Do you actually make a profit on your boats? Or is this is part of the deduction that you take?
We've found a way to create profit on all of our boats and make sure that they're generating revenue. And we feel like we've created a program that will actually sustain that.
Fantastic. There's not very many boat owners that can say that, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So, and then, but you combine that with the tax advantage, taking your tax advantages, of course, right?
Yeah. All of the boats that I've purchased, I've 100% depreciated, followed all the IRS regulations, made sure that we were checking all of those boxes and went through the process and ensured that we were legally compliant.
Yeah, very important because I've had a few owners as well, you know, we can take that deduction. No, there are certain rules and we have to live by those rules. But if you do, it is a substantial deduction, isn't it?
Correct, yeah. And I have a pretty complicated tax situation, which you know a lot of people do.
Yeah, right.
And for me, the ability to take the 100% bonus depreciation on a several $million boat is very beneficial.
For sure. So your boats are in crewed yachts programs, right?
Correct, yeah. Captain and chef.
And how does that work? Tell me about how you recruit. We helped you with the first boat, but now you're doing it yourself here. How do you recruit good crew? What do we pay them? How do they get off the boat when you're on the boat? How does that all work?
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as recruiting crew, we use a recruiting agency. There are several that are out there. We used to watch Facebook market, like crew chat and all these kind of things, and couldn't seem to find the right crew. So when we need to place a new crew on one of our boats, we're using recruiting agencies. as far as using the boat, I can use the boat as much as I want. We do want to maximize profitability on our boats.
Right.
So I tend to make it on the boat between 3 to 4 times a year per boat to maximize that 22 charter mark, which is
That's
really
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in order to get those 22 charters, it's all about ensuring that your crew are happy, ensuring that you're able to slot the charters in, that everything is working. We've got a well-oiled machine with our boats now, and have been able to maximize profit with them.
Fantastic. And I know that you operate your own social media and you've got a website going on. That's all part of this business package, correct?
Yeah, in order to get the tax deduction, you need to make sure that it's a legitimate business. And I feel like I've really taken that to the next step. We're incredibly busy on social media, and making sure that we're posting regularly, and we've got a lot of followers, which is great. And just making sure that we're actually running the business.
Fantastic. And now you are here at the boat show doing some testimonials for us and talking to some of our clients who, I feel like clients will talk to us, but they have a little hesitation, but they talk to somebody like you who's in the program, and that just gives them some comfort, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, before I got into this business, when I was told that you could buy a boat, you could 100% depreciate it, you could offset the ownership costs by putting it into a managed program, and then also the ability to make money, I was not sold on it, but I truly have done it with all of our boats. And the ability to talk to people and explain that there are a lot of ways that you can do it wrong. We've seemed to have figured out the way to do it right, and would love to educate people on how to do it.
I want to ask you a little bit about the boat. What upgrades did you do, or what extras are you putting into the boat to make it charter ready?
So the boat comes pretty charter ready, actually. We're super pleased with Bali's ability to create a catamaran that's also good for charter, which is our business. There are a couple of things that we're doing. We're adding some additional lithium to the boat just to make sure that it can handle all the guests and all the use that will be there. Obviously, guests aren't energy conservative, so we need to make sure we have plenty of power there. Things like a dishwasher, washer dryer, things that are important for the crew on charter. And obviously a very large tender, which I think we've set the precedence for that. Yeah, got to be able to wake
all the toys.
Correct.
Yeah, and so this lithium, of course, and these boats come with a lot of solar panels already.
Correct.
So I think that, at least for us, manages most of the needs we have.
For a liveaboard, it's great. Yeah, we just needed to add a little bit extra just in case. We want to make sure we're pushing the limits and have plenty.
And what we did, and I'm sure you're probably thinking the same thing, is we added an extra watermaker.
Correct. Yeah. From the factory, we're getting that. Redundancy on these boats is always important. So having that extra watermaker from the factory has been a great asset as well.
That's fantastic. I didn't add any fridges. Are you doing any extra fridges or ice makers?
We're not doing anything crazy like that. We'll probably add a chest freezer somewhere on the boat, just for a little bit of deep cold storage.
So tell us a little bit about the charters. How do you manage that? Are you actually managing? Are your crew managing it?
So we're fortunate to have a great crew on the boat that do most of the management themselves. The time that I spend managing the boat is by choice, which I love it. So I spend probably way too much time doing so, helping out with the social media and making sure that our charters are slot in, and that guests and the crew have everything that they need. But realistically, my crew could manage the boat on their own. They're awesome.
Fantastic. That makes a big, big difference. And I keep telling owners that's one of the things that you have to really take care of, is choose your crew very well.
Yeah, I don't know how we got so lucky to have the crew that we have, but we're excited, and that's an important aspect of this.
So we can't wait to see the new location, on location in the Bahamas. And you will be posting on your social media and let us know when the boat's ready for charter.
We have plenty of content that's getting ready to come out, talking about the boat and what it's going to look like. Changes between the current boat and the new boat. It's obviously an upgrade, which we're really excited about. And excited to accept new guests. I
think it'll be fantastic.